In this topic, you will learn how to create a sales quote. A quote can be created in one of two ways. First, a quote can be created manually via the quote function, and second, a quote can be attached to a project. In this case, the quote is created in the projects function of the CRM module. The minimum data required to enter a quote is a prospect, if not already a customer, and a generic product, if not a product available in the catalog. A sales representative or any sales operator is able to manage the quote from its creation to its printing, passing through inquiries and possible modifications. A pro forma invoice can be generated from a quote. So for a quote to be subject to invoicing, it must be converted from a quote into a sales order. The purpose of this function is to manage the offers or price propositions to be sent to customers or prospects. Creating a quote is a basic action and requires very little information. The major information is shown here. The product, if generic, allows you to modify its description to fit the customer's request. If the customer accepts this offer, the quote is converted into a sales order, partially or in total. We will now go into your system for a short demo. To enter a quote, select the Quotes function under the Sales module. I will use the All Full Entry transaction screen. To create a new quote, click New in the right-hand panel. Enter in your sales site. I will enter in site NA012. Your quote type will be SQN. Your quote number will be filled in when you click Create. I'll leave my quote date as today, and I'll enter in my customer or my prospect. If I don't know my customer or prospect, I can click on the looking glass to find them. I'll do a search by name and select my Fun Time store. On the Management tab, notice the information that defaults in from the customer: the shipment site, the tax roll, and the currency. I can set my delivery lead time. I'll make mine 3 days. And I can verify the sales rep. The validity date can be entered in. This is how long the quote will be valid for. I'll make mine valid for 1 month. On the Invoicing tab, the Payment Terms fills in from the customer. I can change my invoicing elements, but they will not update anything on the customer record. They will only be valid for this particular quote. On the Lines tab, I'll enter in my product. If I don't know my product ID, I can click on the looking glass and look it up. I'll select my iPhone 5. If the description needs to be changed for this particular customer or prospect, I can change so now. I can enter in my unit of measure. The unit defaults from the product record. I'll leave mine at UN. Next, I enter in the quantity for the quote. The gross price is the default from the sales price list. It can be modified if the user is authorized to do so. It is expressed in the customer's currency. Once I have all of my information entered in, I click Create in the right-hand panel to create my quote. If signature management is turned on, the approval of the quote will be mandatory before printing. You can enter different text to capture the specific requirements of the customer on the line level by clicking on the action card in the front of the product and selecting Line Text Entry. You can add text on the header and footer from the right panel by selecting Header Text or Footer Text. With Office integration, you can manage multiple quote templates and generate the quote in a Word document. I'll click the new Word document in the right-hand panel. I'll choose an existing template and then click OK. I'll open it up with Microsoft Word, and here I have my quote. I can also print my quote by clicking on the printer icon and selecting Record and selecting the customer quote. I can enter in my filter information and then click Print in the right-hand panel. It sends it to a PDF where I can see my quote and I can print it out from here. In this topic, you have learned the process to create a sales quote and how to send it to a customer.